Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the Ultimate Base 4.0. In today's episode, I would like to make the switch to more ranching. We already started to prepare something for the DRECKOs, but I will probably end up moving it because it was a desperate attempt to get this done in time. But I've been thinking a little bit, since we're gonna have all of our rocket silos in this region and then a heatsink below it, we have just enough space before the supply teleporter. Beneath, I would like to leave 2 spaces free for a maintenance shaft, and then we're gonna start with our farms. And we're gonna get started with an insulated layer with igneous rock, maybe granite. Yeah, probably granite for the farms is gonna be fine. We also still have a lot of sedimentary rock. I think even that is gonna be fine. So I'm gonna go with that material, and this would be the end of the farm. Let me see. Yeah, I want to make sure that I can cut this off here. On the very top, I want to make my DRECKO farm, and for the fish farm itself, we need about 13 tiles of space. This would not really be a convenient format for the DRECKOs though. Actually, what we might be able to do is continue the farms up to this point, and that would allow me to get a 96 tiles DRECKO farm here at the top. Considering we have an unlimited supply of gold, I think I'm even gonna do my farms with gold, but that means I have to make this even one larger, which is fine. Yeah, I think I gotta use the entirety of the space here if I want to do it like that. You know what? I don't quite have enough space for that. I think I'm not gonna do the farms with fancy gold tiles, but we're just gonna enclose them like so. This is gonna be the DRECKO farm. I need about 10 tiles down like so, and then 13 tiles across for the fish tank right there. Now let's see how we can get all of this built. Maybe get in here and then go up there. Now before I forget, I installed a mod called Rest for the Weary, and it basically introduces a finish up schedule block that you can set before your downtime or sleep time. This block will allow them to finish whatever the heck they were doing right at this moment, but they will not take on any new tasks, and they will already go back and therefore be at the base when the downtime hits. This theoretically means I could go back to actually cheese the system and allow them to work during the downtime, but I rather give them the time they need now. If we need more dupe labor done, rather than giving the current dupes pain, we should invite new ones and give them the pain. Something else I want to do, research animal control, mostly for the fish trap. We have 1 or 2 fish in this tank that we can utilize for our new farm. Well, maybe we're just gonna take the fry eggs. They take a really short time to incubate. And it looks like we can take apart some more of the old base. Like, all of this pipage here is no longer required. All of this cabling here also can go. Now, we really need to make sure to be able to enter the farms, and I would like to do this in a more permanent way, just like we did it here. In the end, of course, these pipes are gonna lead everywhere, but right now we don't have the plastic. As a matter of fact, how much plastic do we have left? Yeah, we already went through all the plastic. No new deliveries currently. Let me check. We are still doing the oil, so what's going on? Fertilization. Okay, I probably should go ahead and prioritize this. That, of course, is a no-go. Anyway, we're gonna keep on building this, and I think I'm just taking away the ladders here. They're not necessary, and quite frankly, just in the way. It would probably help to open up the base now a little bit, so my dupes can go and run past this wall. So I'm just guessing we're gonna have our transit tube access point right here, and then a bunch of transit tubes going out. So this should be a transit tube crossing. And I think the way I'm gonna do this is just set up a ladder here that is gonna go all the way up, but we're gonna replace like these 2 tiles here, and I'm gonna do that with a pneumatic door just like that, and that is gonna prevent the DRECKOs from escaping, and my dupes still have access using the same transit tube point. Research already completed. Very good. I love Gene, just doing a magnificent research job. Now, honestly, this is not very advantageous. Maybe I'm just gonna go straight up through the maintenance tunnel. That actually makes much more sense. That also means we could temporarily get a transit tube access point in here, and then just do the thingy like so. Get rid of these ladders. Also, a very interesting thing I figured out about the panels here. Let me check these out right here. They actually only cool down the tile in the very center. So the machines overlapping the in and outputs, they are not getting cooled down. And you can see this right here, that the first and the last compost, they are being cooled down because it touches the compost. and then the center compost is not being cooled down, already reached 135 degrees. I wonder what happens. Yeah, melting point at 926. I'm really curious to test this out. I don't think it actually has an effect on the tile below. But yeah, as predicted, the thermal aqua tuner doesn't have to run too often. Maybe now we can lock it into the right setting. I'm gonna go down to 25 degrees, so it starts to cool down again. And the problem about this is the loop is quite large, so I shouldn't go down too dramatically. Of course, only once the water made an entire loop, it is actually cold enough for the aqua tuner to stop again. And that means maybe we would do much better having this liquid reservoir entirely filled up, so the temperature changes aren't that dramatic. We now went down to 18 degrees inside the tank. Let me see, when is the cold water incoming? Not yet here, not there. Where is it? Right here. But it's still good. It's just gonna be a little phase where the water is cooler than I really want, but then at some point it's gonna reach the aqua tuner and it's gonna equalize again. And there, the aqua tuner stopped. The almost 25 degrees water goes in here, and even though we are at, let's see, 15 degrees here, this is now going up again to above 20 degrees. And then every now and then I'm gonna notch this down until we are at exactly 20 degrees around the entire base, and then only huge events would actually break this. Anyways, we also need to bring in the power, and thinking about it, I would like to do it right here. Eventually, I think this is going to be more practical. So what I need to do is remove this tile, but then we would be continuing with heavy watt conductive wire, and I'm just going to keep using iron. Now let me think, what do we actually need to do? We will need to power up a bunch of things here in the fish tank as well. So I'm probably going to go down here, and then we build the infrastructure. Actually, this might not be a good spot. Yeah, let me first plan this out maybe, and then we'll see. Okay, we got new payloads with more crude oil. That's good. We need the plastic to at least build a couple more tubes. As for the fish tank, I'm once again gonna go with the design I learned from Echo Rich Gaming. It might not be 100% accurate, but credits definitely to him. Check him out. Awesome Oni player. Echo Rich Gaming. The first thing we need is an area to hold the fish in, which I'm gonna make 6 to 8 tiles in width. So maybe something like that. Let's make it 4 high. So this would be the size of our tank right here. Say we could then go ahead and install a critter feeder right there. Let's do this. On the opposite side here, I want to make a little holding area for all of the Pacu that are gonna accumulate and slowly perish in order to be cooked. For your game's sake, it is important that this remains a single tile, so the fish don't start to path everything. Now, it could be that I need a little bit more space here towards the left side, or maybe not even. Yeah, we could do something like that and that, which would allow us to set up 2 different chutes. To make this nice, we will probably just continue like so. And then we need to separate this into a different room. So more pneumatic doors, like one right here. Okay, now that we have that, I can explain the basic idea. We have a couple of fish that will be fed and actively catered for. So they're gonna lay many eggs. The eggs will then be picked up by an auto sweeper that we can also already build. Let me build that out of cobalt. I think that's what I build most auto sweepers out of. For some reason, I have the feeling I have to build everything out of the same material. Like all my cables need to be iron, and I don't know where this is coming from. Anyway, if I set up an auto sweeper here, then I should be able to reach into this tile. So going out from the center, I can diagonally reach into this tile and pick up any eggs or Pacu fillets that land there. And it also needs to be far enough away so it cannot actually reach these 2 spots right here. And then thinking about it, we need another auto sweeper here. Darn it, I could have made this one larger. I figured the auto sweeper covers 8 tiles, but it does easily cover 9. So let's get that thing right in here. This one is going to be responsible to pick up any eggs and maybe even the polluted dirt the fish are leaving behind, to put it nicely. Good, then all we need are a bunch of conveyor loaders. Let's think about that. Could we maybe just have them lined up right here, and they should be reachable by both of the auto sweepers. So one would be getting the eggs. The eggs would then go into the breeding chamber, which is right here, and then all of the egg variants would go into this chamber in order to be killed off. So we have kind of a continuous breed and a pure breed going on, basically. Then another conveyor loader would be responsible to get the cracked eggs and everything that... Ooh, actually, we need to be able to reach these, right? So bunker door goes right here, and if the bunker door is closed, then of course the fish are gonna wobble over and they would be able to refill this tank. And we detect that with a critter sensor. So critter sensor goes right here. If we detect a certain amount of fish, then we are gonna close the door, or open the door rather, and the fish will just eventually land in this tile. The one big flaw here seems like the cracked eggshells are just gonna remain here. Wait, we don't even need this door. I don't think so. But what we need is a door maybe right here in order to separate these two rooms. And that means only the fish in this room right here are gonna count towards the critter sensor. And all the fish in this room and this room not. You know what? I have an idea. What if we added the auto sweeper here instead of there? This means we could still go ahead and reach this conveyor loader. And what do we want? We want the cracked eggshells and the Pacu fillets. And that could just be in this conveyor loader. And then this guy here would be picking up everything else. Let's say the correct eggs would be going into the center storage, going up and all the way over in order to be dumped in this area. Actually, that's a bad idea because I can route it a little bit better. So this would be the incorrect eggs, like all the tropical fry eggs and whatever we are getting. And then this would be the correct eggs. This is a little bit more orderly. And then this right here would be the materials that I want to ship out. Let's say we are just gonna bring them along here. And for the time being, I'm just gonna go ahead and dump everything right there. Okay, that now all makes so much more sense, I think. And I should theoretically be able to reach this. At least every time the bunker door is opened, I can also reach the eggshells. That means we just need a little bit of automation still. Let me see. Cobalt. So once we go below a certain amount of critters, I want to make sure to open both the door and the bunker door here. No, the other way around. If we detect a sufficient amount of fish, then we're gonna open the door and no new fish are gonna be added. Now, Nisbet, I want to know something about you. Let me check you out. 19 of 18. Oh, crap. We need to make them a little bit happier. Now that we know a little bit more about the layout, we can also think about how to bring down the cabling. And, ooh, I see. Bunker door. Now, we don't really need to open it quickly, but the bunker door is just so slow. I mean, we could easily add a bunch of transformers here. Thinking about it, that might actually be the better solution. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring this along here, and then right here we would have a bunch of transformers. Let's do it like so. Add a large power transformer made out of gold or whatever, and then we could take some conductive wires to easily power all of these things up. No questions asked. Now, I've seen a bunch of idling dupes, but that is good. Instead of doing another task, they are idling around inside the base, around the water cooler, and then they're ready to enjoy the full effects of their downtime. So maybe eventually I'm even gonna give them some recreational buildings. It will have to be on a day though where I feel particularly merciful. It's time to get rid of that fridge here at the bottom and the entirety of the old farms. We have the new farms and now we're switching to Pacus and DRECKOs and whatever the heck we have going on here with the plug slugs. That could actually be the thing that makes it squarish. Let's see, how much space do we have here? 110 tasks. Oh, that's even larger than I anticipated. So maybe we can do something here, making a 96 tile large area for our plug slugs. Oh no, what happened here? Oh my gosh, everything broke. And now the liquid pump is just, oh no, did I break this tile? I'm so stupid. Yeah, let's close this off again so the liquid can accumulate here. This just set us back quite a bit, and also it didn't help our power issues really, because now we have overloading circuits. However, in wise anticipation of everything, I think I'm still gonna go ahead and exchange the power cable here with something a little bit more robust. And yes, I definitely like my big cables. You can't deny it. But yeah, once again, we're producing plastics already above 400 kilograms again. That's gonna be enough to do the piping. I'm sorry, you're little squeaky puffs, but you gotta go. Yeah, I gotta kill you. So sorry. At least you're gonna serve a higher purpose of being eaten. Also inside this fish feeder in the beginning, in order to actually tame them, we want to store a little bit of algae. And then I think we can just switch to any seed type. In order to make the fish tank functional, we need a little bit of polluted water. And I think I'm gonna snatch that from my cooling loop here. Let me see. Where is it the coolest? Probably right in the beginning. Wait, is it all 30 degrees now? Okay, let me move these temp shift plates over a little bit, like so. But yeah, for now we're gonna have to live with 30 degrees. I'm gonna snatch it from here, bring it already up. Let me see. We need to bring it here. Not convenient. It's a long way, but this is just temporary. This pipe in order to fill this up with polluted water. And then another thing we have to do is fill this bit here up with normal water. And I think that's just going to be easier with a bottle emptier, like so. Lyra, what are you doing? 137 rats. Okay, you can wait with that cable. It's not more important than your life, dude. Okay. Oh, Lyra. She's gonna be so pissed tonight. Yeah, radiation vomiting. Get it out of your system. That's a good girl. Good girl. I'm gonna make these freaking lead suits soon. I swear, I promise. Well, we have to, at least once we get to the more dangerous planetoids. Like, right now, we can just recover by waiting a cycle or two. But with other planetoids, we would be dying instantly. So lead suits are gonna be a thing in this playthrough, I promise you. Right now, I just want to get the first planetoid in order. I want to finish that farm that is gonna sustain my worker base and my plastic needs for the rest of the playthrough. Man, it looks like we already have so much food, but a lot of it, a lot of it is a little bit stale. So I'm just gonna preemptively compost a bunch, but it's not like we freed up a lot of room. We have 82,000 kilocalories of fried mushroom. Wow, this is insane. And it's actually still pretty good, except maybe 37% here on the 11 kilograms. Maybe I'm just gonna compost that. Or actually, that might have been insane. But I don't think they actually take the worst food. Some food just gets stale because it never gets taken. Ooh, look at that. We have 1,025 dream journals. That's absolutely insane. I think it adds 60 seconds, doesn't it? Yeah, wow, yeah, we have to reactivate this as soon as possible. Actually, as soon as now, maybe even. You know, maybe if we took the excess from both of these pipes, we could do something like this. And then if I cut this off and do something similar here, then this means, first of all, we are feeding into the system here, the atmosuit system. But then, as a secondary target, we're gonna bring this down to the somnium synthesizer. Yeah, let me move this pipe here a little bit over, and this vent is, geez, everything is in the way. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and hijack this pipe, and then it's gonna go down, let me see, into this pipe, which is already connected to the somnium synthesizer. Okay, looks like we built the last pipes here. Some more radiation vomiting by Lyra. Slowly she goes on my nerves. Like, how many times do you want to vomit? She better watch it or I'll replace her. There's my bottle emptier. Let's get some water in the joint there. You know, actually, one question. Why don't we fill it up with normal water? That might actually make way more sense and we can still turn this around. So instead, I'm gonna bring some normal water over here and that will make total sense. Now, there's the bunker door, but we cannot really reach everything. I think I'm gonna open up this tab just temporarily to be able to do so. You know, this room here is also large enough for a steam turbine, so we could theoretically temperature regulate this room as well with its own separate steam turbine. And then we have the large power transformer maybe inside the steam room itself. As a matter of fact, that might be a good idea, but we need to go with a small version. Yeah, that should actually work out. We aren't exceeding the 1000 watt mark. Either way, now this room here, it's 96 tasks, but if I make the farm, then we're gonna lose some of these. So instead of building the farm somewhere on the top, we're just gonna use these tasks here. And for now, I'm gonna go with normal farm tasks because I think once we actually made the glossy DRECKOs, we can switch to bomb lilies. But yeah, we're gonna need quite a few plants. Actually, for 8 DRECKOs, we probably need more than this. But this is the amount I'm gonna get started with. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, I think we're almost ready to get this going. Slowly but surely, I wanna go ahead and close this off. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do right now. We're then gonna be using the transit tube access point as of this point. But we do want to condense the gases a little bit. I want some hydrogen, ideally in the first 3 tiles here. And the way I'm gonna do this is by hijacking my oxygen pipe right here and filling this up with a high gas pressure vent, just until the moment we have pushed up all of the hydrogen. I'm gonna stop a little bit into the process and then we're gonna start adding a little bit of liquid, which is then gonna condense the gas gases even more. So this is going to be somewhat of a delicate process, and I actually might want to introduce the gases on the top here. That might make more sense. Also, I noticed they are actually idling around wherever they stand, so they still use the downtime in order to get back to the base. But it's still better than dropping the items or taking on a task that they can't even do. Here it is. Oxygen is now incoming. This is good. We can have a look at the distribution. The hydrogen should now be pushed up a little bit. Yeah, this is looking good. I think I'm gonna open this up here. Let me just set this to green. Now this is gonna open up. We can also check if the auto sweeper now actually works through this bunker door. And yes, indeed, we can reach all the tasks that we want. Wonderful. Good. As of this point, I think I'm now gonna introduce the water. Let me go ahead and hook this up like so. And then we can start to fill up the first 5 tasks or so with water. This then even further gonna push the hydrogen up, and I just want oxygen on this layer. So the second layer should alternate between hydrogen and oxygen, but mostly hydrogen. The reason I want that, of course, is for the DRECKOs. Once they are in hydrogen, their scales will grow that we can then use to produce plastic. There it is, the beautiful liquid. Do we still have enough? Yeah, this is full. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have so much spare water for a long time. Yeah, I'm so glad this is actually not a pressing issue. The only problem is I need to transport a little bit of water over to the third planetoid, or yeah, we could actually just use the cool steam vent. Never mind. This has probably a good average output. Currently it is dormant, so let's analyze it. Now, hold on. Before we add new oxygen, I want to make sure we don't already push this up high enough. Now my oxygen system actually isn't being served anymore. Okay, I did not anticipate this happening. This is sometimes so crazy. We have to make sure this is going into the right direction here. There we go. This is much better now. We can see the current alternating layer is right here. We still want to push this up 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks approximately. Like this one doesn't really count. The water here is gonna push it up maybe 2 more blocks. It will not be pushing up the entire layer because we don't quite use up that much horizontal space. But yeah, let's now see how the fish trap actually works. I think no, it doesn't even require plastic, which is amazing. Now we should build like 2 of these guys, and then we should also have a drop-off point maybe here, right next to the fish feeder. It is actually different here. It's a fish release, and we can add that right here, making sure that we bring all of the Pacus that we catch. There, let's have a look at that. Are we gonna catch some fish? Yeah. Come on, go for it. No, hold on. We need to arm it first. Armari, you should arm it. Setting up the traps. Wonderful. And holy cow, those fish really wanted to know. Now, fish release, we only want the normal Pacu, and then all of the other variants we can extinguish. Right here in this conveyor loader, we already know we're gonna have the compostable eggshells. No, what was that category? Like organics, probably. Yeah, we got the eggshell. And then we also want to grab the polluted dirt, possibly. Now, this guy here, how old are you? 9. I'm not even sure we can tame him in this time. Yeah, I think it was funny to try out, but I'd rather go with a fresh egg, to be quite honest with you. Like this one here is 96% incubating, and since I cannot decide to catch a small fish, all I'm gonna do is set up a storage. Let me do it there. And we're just gonna bring along some eggs. There it is. Priority 9. This needs to happen quickly, and we will disable it again. But we want some fry egg, please. May here should be taking care of the job, picking up a bunch of eggs, actually a whole bunch. Also, we got a Pacu fillet. This is sometimes gonna happen, so this auto sweeper should be picking it up and actually also bringing it to this conveyor loader. So this is another thing we want to ship outside of the ranches. Edible Pacu fillets. Yes, and that will be picked up immediately and then brought outside, where we then can use it in our kitchen. Of course, in the future, this is going to continue sorting out the items. Then this conveyor loader here is only going to be responsible for critter eggs, namely the gulp eggs and the tropical fry eggs. And we don't want to get the fry eggs, the normal ones. This should be reserved for this last conveyor that goes to the upper portion there. So critter egg, fry egg should be going over here. Wait, no pending deliveries. Do we only have one egg? What's going on? Well, we have a fry egg here that's being picked up and it's going to be brought over to the designated area where it can then, you know, just incubate and hatch. And now I need to set this critter sensor to the right setting. So what we want to count are just the critters, and we always want 3 critters in there. If we are above 3 critters, then that means we want to open the door and not replenish the numbers. If we then go below 3, only having 2 breeder fish in here, the door is going to close, and the next fish, once it's hatched, is just going to flop over the door, replenishing the numbers. So technically that should be everything we need. We're going to tame this fish, and then every subsequent egg is already going to be a tamed fish. And we can see the pushing up of the hydrogen here seems to be working more and more. Let's also introduce the DRECKOs, and all we need for that is a critter drop off point. We don't need a critter feeder for this one, but what we need is, let's see, some stations. A grooming station for one right there. Let's make it out of gold though. And then we're also going to be needing a shearing station, if I'm not mistaken. Obsidian sounds nice. Some of that stuff is gonna require power, so we're gonna give it right there. But yeah, essentially that's gonna be it. I'm gonna build this very quickly so we can get that critter in there. Where is it? Wait, right there. Okay, I was thinking, jeez, what happened? But the DRECKO is right here. We want to wrangle this guy up as quickly as possible and then bring it over. There is my critter drop-off point. DRECKO, yep, right there. We want those guys, auto wrangle surplus, and we're gonna do 8 of them. There's my DRECKO already being groomed and everything. And as soon as we pushed up the hydrogen, we're gonna be golden in terms of feeding it. And then the process of transforming them over to glossy DRECKOs is gonna be imminent. Now I just see this pneumatic door actually should be opened up while this door is closed. So that's something we have to fix. Yeah, this should not go straight through, but it should be going through there. That's going to be a little bit of an annoyance, but otherwise this fish has nowhere to go. But yeah, you get the basic gist. I'm now gonna cultivate this, and in the next episode maybe we can already see the fruits of our labor. To get this farm running here, I think it takes about 25 to 30 cycles if we do it correctly, and then to get the DRECKO farm going it will take a little bit longer, maybe 80 cycles, until we actually have a respectable amount of glossy DRECKOs. But considering it's already almost cycle 400, this is not going to be that long. But yeah, I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.